Thank you. Good afternoon. It's amazing to be here, just briefly. I'm Managing Director of Caixa Capital Risk. We were one of the first VC firms to invest in Spain a long time ago. Since then, we have been very active, especially in the digital sector, investing in Privalia, sold to Beta Privé, Wallapop, Globo, Corner Shop, DocBuddy, and so on. And now we are more focused on B2B business with a technology that can create a competitive advantage, like Vilynx. We have been investors there for the last 3 years, and we are really impressed and proud with what they have done since then. So, Juan Carlos, you were one of the founders of Giggle Networks some years ago. It was sold to Broadcom, and then you co-founded Vilynx. Tell us, what's Vilynx?
Thank you, Xavi. Thank you, everybody, for letting us the opportunity to speak here. So after working 15 years on communications and developing technology, more than 100 patents, and spending some time in Broadcom, I decided it was the time to do something completely different and trying to focus on a problem that will change the world for the next several years. And we thought that helping the robots to understand the visual world was a very cool project, especially after my son of 7 years old told me, hey, can you make my robot more intelligent? And at that time is when I met Elisenda. She was working at MIT and developing autonomous satellites for NASA. And we decided that was the time to focus on that project. Soon we realized that all the machine learning and all the robots were based on supervised learning. That's what Amazon, Google, Facebooks of the world is. The whole industry of machine learning is based on supervised learning. And we understood quickly that the world is changing. The models are not detailed enough in order to describe whatever is happening in your home or my home or any other home. So the only solution is letting the machines to learn by themselves. And that's the way to provide super intelligence to everybody. And that's how we are here.
OK, that's a huge vision. Eli, you know there are a lot of people talking about AI these days. And maybe most of the audience know about it, but maybe don't know details. Could you tell us how an AI platform can help media companies to compete with new incumbents like Netflix, for instance?
Sure. We can help media companies, or AI can help media companies in two things. So first is content efficiency, how efficiently they can generate new contents. And the second is distribution efficiency, how you can personalize content and make sure that the right content is reaching your audience. Media is not about market. In fact, Netflix has proven to be a very successful company. And what AI can do is it can help other companies become as successful as Netflix. By building AI into the core, you can make sure the editors have to spend less time finding or looking for the right assets to put on the media contents, as well as you can personalize and increase your distribution channels.
Wow, that looks very promising. But as you know, as a VC, we were very worried about competition because, as you said, people like Google, Microsoft, Amazon are in the same business and they have a very deep pocket. So why a company like Billingsgate should be the winner on this game?
Yeah, that's a very good question, and a question we get very frequently asked. Basically, when JC and myself started Vilynx, we very soon figured out that we were a startup, and therefore we could not afford having thousands of people manually curating and manually generating data sets to train machines or algorithms. So what we decided is that there is enough content on the internet, and if you have a system that is resilient enough to the amount of noise that you have on the internet, it should be able to self-learn using that data. So we focused on learning new skills, on teaching new skills to what we call the brain, instead of manually training with a given data set. So as JC was saying, the world keeps changing every day and very fast, and we could not afford having people generating new data sets. So by having skills, the brain is able to go on the internet, learn by itself, and then we don't need to be putting all these data sets. The second thing is that many of our competitors, or these big names here, they do what we call recognition, which is face recognition algorithms or buildings or settings or scenes. What we put on top is a new AI layer that we call the brain. And this AI layer is actually able to do two things. So first, it understands relevancy of data. So for instance, now we're having this conversation here, and there's many people and screens and tables and chairs, but all of these things might not be relevant. In fact, what is relevant here is the conversation we're actually having. So the AI layer on the top is able to filter all the noise that maybe a neural network would be outputting here by saying chairs and tables, etc. The second thing that this layer does is correcting mistakes. So by understanding the world, the AI is able to leverage the good keywords that we can put on metadata or on content, and also filter the bad results.
Wow, that's amazing. Tell us how you have been able to achieve that. Could you give us some milestones?
So we got a good successful exit on Google Network, so we were not in a hurry to jump into any business for the short term, so we're looking at the big vision. So we spent good time coding, okay, developing the technology and building the platform, and it was a complex, and it's a complex problem that a lot of people are trying to solve. So we built a first MVP by 2015. We put it in the websites of a few friends, and they got 3 times more video views and 6 times more engagement using a simple product like video previews that was generated using our AI platform. And from that, we were 5 people. We raised our seed, 1.8 million. We moved from 5 people to 42 people now. In August, we were 38. It was only 3 people outside of engineering, so Eli was running almost the whole company. and we moved from 12,000 ARR at the beginning of 2016 to 120 by the end of 2017, and we are now almost 2 million on ARR, and it's basically with no sales. This summer, we hired our CFO. In September, joined John Klein, the former president of the CNN, that is going to help expand the business beyond of where we are today, together with G and Phil. Phil was the second customer. He was in NBC News. And after 18 months working with us, he decided to give up his career in a large corporate to join us and take the company to the next level. And you know, we have very proud on all the milestones. We start with a simple product like previews, moving to content recommendations, building search better than any other, metadata, understanding the content. Now we are moving on real-time tagging, doing very cool products for sports, helping them, the media companies, to do gambling on sports and push notifications. You know, nice roadmap of products, nice roadmap of new things that are coming, and you know, we are really excited of what we are building and the future.
And the development team is based in Barcelona, and the business team in US, or?
So yeah, right now the engineering team is in Barcelona with Eli. We are I'm based in Palo Alto. We're growing that beyond media, and John and G and Phil are based in New York, growing the media business.
Okay, and I understand that media sector was the starting point of your solution. Where else can be applied?
At the end, AI is going to be a huge brain in the cloud that is going to be like the super intelligent, but then you are going to have AI in every device, in every home, in every car, or we want to be embedded on all of those devices. We want to put AI in every camera. There are new verticals like security, like monitoring, and especially sports that I know some people consider media, but it's completely different. Detecting action is really tough, and building sport analytics and new business models for management. So really excited about the next verticals.
Well, it's very amazing. Finally, and a question that every investor is interested about. You raised almost $15 million so far. So could you explain us your fundraising plan for the next year?
Our friend John has really amazing plans to how to spend money, but we are going through a very nice growth. Okay, so the data that you have seen, our benchmark with the Big Four just released it a few weeks ago. So we are growing on the customer, on the revenue really fast, and we just want to fuel the growth. We are excited where we are going, and there are some nice partners that want to share that vision with us. We want to take the company public by 2022, and we are in a mission, and we are executing really well.
Well, thank you very much, Eli and Juan Carlos. We are really happy to be in this journey with you, and I invite all the investors in the room to join us in the next phase. Thank you very much.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.